the best pick. Good afternoon and welcome on a cold winter's day to Union Park, where the culmination of the women's Premiership season sees Corstorphine Cougars host Stirling County in the final to see who's going to lift the women's Premiership crown. This has been billed as the game between the Invincibles and the champions. Stirling County victors last year in a comeback victory against Watsonians, who narrowly missed out on their place in the playoff final. Corstorphine gone through the whole season unbeaten, and alongside me this afternoon is Sarah Law, and this is one of those big games, and Corstorphine have done all the hard work, went undefeated, but it comes down to one game.
Yeah, one game today. Delighted that it's one of the rare dry days at Union Park. It's a small breeze, but other than that it's pretty perfect conditions for some running rugby.
Yes, there's a chill in the air, but there's a red hot steely focus between both sides. Both sides being on the pitch this afternoon, going through their repertoires and their last patterns of play before they hit the sheds for the last talks. And we get a chance to hear from both coaches, Mark Ainsworth from Stirling County, but first we get to hear from Eric Jones from Corstorphine Cougars.
Eric, firstly, congratulations on making the final. It's been a bit of a foregone conclusion for this team for a wee while, but what's the feeling of the team coming into today's match?
Yeah, I think that they're pretty confident. We know that Stirling will be a threat, so they're not taking them lightly. But you know, when you've got that sort of momentum going from day one, it certainly feeds through the whole squad.
Feelings confident. We know this is a difficult place to come to. We know this is a difficult team to play against. But if we weren't confident, then we've got no right to be here. We're here in the final. It's a one-off game. We've got a strong squad today, so I think the girls are confident. I'm certainly confident.
Yeah, I think our front row's been really strong all year. So Emma Dunbar, Kaylee Fraser, and Katie Lindsay all starting there. Adele Ferry's been great all season, and Caitlin Hadley in the second rows really came on. And I think our back row's probably the best in the country. And you know, the subs on the bench that are going to come on the back row are pretty effective as well. Well, like Lauren McGrotty that scored a hat trick against Heriot, and the key score against Watsons. So really strong pack. Really experienced at 10 and 12 with Tanya and Shorty. And then Erica, obviously top try scorer in the league. So yeah, pretty happy with the selection. Not got too many injuries, so yeah, pretty happy.
I think the key area is certainly in the forwards. Cougars have got a really strong pack. We've got forwards who may be slightly more mobile, but they're going to have to lift their game a day and meet fire with fire, basically. If we can get the ball out to our backs, then we can pose them some problems. But I think the forward packs, whoever wins that match-up is going to win the game, I think.
Yeah, I think it's massive. Small community club, playing in the local park. I think it's some people talking about fairy tales and all that sort of stuff. So it'll be massive for the players. They've put in a lot of work. Some of the players I've worked with since primary school, and some have been here for 8 years. And we've never been in this position before. So big for the community, big for the players, and hopefully be a good day.
We're going to have a strong support. They always have a strong support. In the past, this has actually been a happy hunting ground for us. If we win, I will be ecstatic. But in terms of where we win it, I really don't care.
Eric, firstly, congratulations on.
Great to hear the thoughts of both coaches ahead of the game, and both sides know this is going to be a squad effort, and this is the home side. Corstorphine Cougars, they're going to line up with Emma Donaldson in the front row, with Kaylee Fraser and Katie Lindsay alongside. Hadley and Ferry make up the second row, with Captain Emma Turner, Alex Stewart and Merrin Gunderson in the back row. A half-back pairing of Pip Benson and Tanya Griffith, and then Erica Gladwin and Emily Love on the wing, and then Lisa Martin, Jess McClintock, and then Kiyomi Honijawa is at fullback for the home side. And for the visitors, Stirling County, victors last year at fullback. They've got the top point scorer in the squad for Mister at fullback, Henderson and Norval on the wing. Kirsty Ainsworth is going to lead the side from inside centre alongside Fionn Keys, and then a half-back pairing of Murdoch and Katie Ainsworth. Paige Aitken Robinson is in the front row with Sutcliffe and Cox, and Murdoch and Murphy are in the boiler house with McDonald, Davis and Tugani Kurukuru at number 8. Both sides know this is a squad effort, and both very, very strong sides, Sarah, and both coaches alluding to it's going to be a bit of an attritional battle up front.
Yeah, definitely. I think Corstorphine's game plan this year has been quite forward dominated, and I think the coaches spoke about how the forward battle is going to be important today. I think the Stirling pack are a bit smaller, a bit lighter, but that agility fits their game plan a bit better.
So Stirling County, the first team to emerge from the changing rooms. And we've heard from the coaches, and they can do little now. It's up to the players on the pitch. And Stirling County in their historic and traditional colours, the red, black and white hooked tops. And a couple of players in this squad as well, as we await the arrival of the home side. The Ainsworths, especially at fly half. She was a standout, Katie Ainsworth, in the final last year against Watsonians, and she'll be instrumental. Big pack, and they're looking to play up front, but they'll certainly be looking to try and use her boot and her agility to get into the right places.
Yeah, I think Katie Ainsworth controls quite a lot of their game at 10. Stirling tend to play a lot of their game much wider, so a lot of play off 10. She's just returned from injury, so she's not played too many games this season, but the past couple of games she's been excellent, scoring, controlling the game really well. In their last game against Stuart Train, I'm sure she'll have a similar game again today.
Instrumental. She was the player of the match in the final last year. She was instrumental in that turnaround as they managed to come from behind to pick up the victory. And Stirling County just going through their last physical assessments before they undertake their exam against this home side, led out by, looks like Tanya Griffith is the player leading the side out. A remarkable story in itself, the fly half. They can't actually figure out how many games she's actually played for the club, because there's been about 9 seasons where there wasn't records held. She's played a lot of games for Corstorphine Cougars, and potentially coming to the end of her career with Corstorphine, should we want to go out on a high?
Yeah, definitely. She's someone who's given a lot to the club game in Scotland and the international game. She was previously with Royal High before they became Corstorphine Cougars, and I think most people in Scottish rugby would have said that's an unlikely partnership with her at 10 and Lisa Martin at 12, but the way they've combined this year and controlled that team has been fantastic, and they'll be looking to lead from the front and go out on a high today.
There's been a lot of conversations about where the game is going to be played, and it's going to be watched by Beatriz Cesares Fernandez, the match official. But it's great standing here. We're at eye level to the ground on the halfway line, and it is a great spectacle to see the spectators, the people filling out from the stands as well. This is club rugby at its best, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm slightly lower than your eye level where I am, but it's great to feel we certainly are right in the crowd here. It's great to sort of feel that community game, which you sometimes miss in the national scene, so it's great to see that.
Outside, please. Stirling.
So it's going to be Corstorphine Cougars to get the final underway, undefeated this season, table toppers. Can they be crowned Premiership champions? The kickoff has just snuck over the 10-metre line to start, and it's the first test for Stirling County's defence from the kickoff. Corstorphine look to try and break the line, not able to breach the county defence. Forwards have to filter around and work hard to get the ball off Griffiths, but it's went to the backs and now into the wider channels. Some evasive running coming on there from Emily Love. Good scramble defence from County. Physical hits as well coming in there from Rachel Cox. Griffiths, a floating teasing ball into the path of Emma Turner, but she's been dealt with well by the County defence yet again. Griffiths again puts boot to ball, sees some space in behind. The ball is bouncing and bobbling, but well covered in the backfield, and they will come back for the penalty. A minute played, and it probably wasn't the cleanest kickoff, but Cougars did react really well, and they put a bit of pressure on this County side.
Yeah, definitely, and I think this is maybe a slightly different style of play than what we've seen from Corstorphine so far this season. I think in the warm-up they certainly look to be training and playing a little bit wider than we're used to, and really causing some issues for Stirling County in the centre there, and then an excellent option to kick into the corner there as well, and they'll come back to the penalty.
Griffith is popping the ball, trying to get it off the field, but has not got the distance on that, but it's been scooped up there by Turner. Fortunate and favourable bounce for the home side, and a chance to launch another attack, this time through Kaylee Fraser. Cougars now set up in the shadow of the county uprights. Filter round, they look to try and just power over the line, and it looks like the ball potentially has been fumbled there as the match official signals there's a knock on. A lucky favourable bounce, but Cougars done well to again just assert their dominance up front and try and force an error, but it was them that eventually fumbled the ball forward.
Yeah, some good last ditch defending from Stirling County there, but we've had two occasions so far where we've had a bit of a loose ball, and Corstorphine Cougars have been the first ones to get to it each time, so I think Stirling will be looking to wipe those finals nerves out of the picture and get back on it.
Defensive scrum, it crumbles at the first attempt.
I cannot hear you.
Players now clear the boots. The pitch itself looks good from this position, but it's obviously very heavy. Late on in the year, it's been relatively dry, but the scrum will be a key area.
Yeah, I think both teams might have chatted about the forward pack and the first scrum pre-match. I think Stirling probably wouldn't have wanted the first scrum to be on their 5 metre line in the middle of the pitch, but yeah, this will be a big moment for both teams. Cougars
will try and shove, and they do, and County have to retreat, but Tigani Kuru does well just to sweep up the ball in behind that scrum. A chance for Aitken Robinson to set up the platform. The forwards filter round again. Ainsworth lumps it downfield where Griffiths lurks. Feeds it into Gladwin. Evasive run in and looks to try and get the offload, but no support there. The Cougars players arrive at the scene. The props link up, Lindsay and Donaldson. Martin finds Griffiths. Again, boot to ball, puts it high in the sky. This is a testing ball for County to deal with. They're able to deal with it effectively. As bodies arrive en masse to help support. County under pressure but dealing well. Looking relatively calm in possession. Still camped deep inside their own 22. Another 40 forward again for Rachel Cox, who's been industrious in these opening stages. Big powerful carry there from Sophie Murphy. But the pressure is telling in the end as Cougars force the penalty. This will be an interesting call as well. Opting to go for the posts and try and get back into their own half with 3 points, which would be a positive start for the home side.
Yeah, definitely. In a final, the first opportunity to get some points, you really want to take them and then settle into the game. It's a really good patient defence for Corstorphine there. Campton, Stirling's 22, not giving them any easy opportunities to get out, but being patient and disciplined with the defence.
Kicking duties fall to Lisa Martin. And that's as straight as you like from this angle. It was never ever in doubt, and it's the first 3 points go to the home side and they take the lead in the final. County will have to react after we're falling behind. They've, in the opening 6 minutes, as there's a little bit of time off yet. Time potentially going back on now for the match official, but Stirling County have been under immense pressure for the opening 6 minutes.
Yeah, they have. Even the ball they've had has been deep in their own half, where they haven't had a huge opportunity to do very much with it. They'll be looking to get themselves deep into Corstorphine's half and put a bit of pressure on themselves.
Restart not cleanly gathered by Kaylee Fraser. Rachel Cox was taking the restart and was able to chuck a telling ball into the path of Kaylee Fraser.
Are you a receiver? Okay, inside. Thank you. Here.
Stirling County opting to go for the line out. It's been flat back, forcefully so, but Ainsworth now gets the ball in her hands and was able to feed into the path of a teammate who's looking just to puncture this Cougars defence. First time County have had the ball in hand. Can they test Cougars out wide? The ball's been spilled but then regathered. There's a chance to scamper down the touchline from Brogan Henderson. The counter ruck coming on from Cougars is impressive. Jodie Murdoch has to dig about that breakdown to find Ainsworth and then deploy Murphy. Again, Ainsworth linking up with Heather Davis. County looking to attack a little bit wider out from that breakdown area. Obviously feel they can get a bit of joy in the outside shoulder of the guards. Ainsworth travels to the line. Cougars defence quickly on the scene, knowing the danger that the fly half Katie Ainsworth does pose. Murdoch quick there, the tempo increasing as Pagani Kuru forries forward with ball in hand. Stamp of the ground from Heather Davis just to align her angle of attack. Cougars not competing at the breakdown either. Ainsworth feeds on. Patient and pragmatic build-up from County. Keeping possession. Perhaps not being able to make a lot of ground as such, but they're retaining the ball. Ainsworth puts boot to ball this time. Over the head of the back three. Honjigawa was the fullback there, as well as Griffith. The Cougars have to launch an attack. Gunderson. She'll be an important figure for Corstorphine Cougars as well this afternoon. A really industrious back row forward. Martin goes to the sky. There's a dangerous and difficult ball to deal with yet again for Mister. The referee will bring it back for an earlier infringement. And it's interesting to see the way that both sides are actually looking to approach this game. They're slightly similar, but there's little intricacies which are slightly different from both sides.
Yeah, that was their first real opportunity for Stirling to build a few phases. You could see them going into what's comfortable for them. They like to play a wide, expansive game, move the ball from side to side, and they've got the skills and the patience to do that. They didn't really make much ground there, and I think in previous games they have made.
Again, not able to make touch from the penalty, but the defence from Gladwin was relentless and puts the pressure on Stirling County. Takes play further towards that 22 metre line. Martin not able to find touch, but the end product is a positive one for the Cougars.
Yeah, certainly, and they look like they're going to the corner here. It's probably a kickable range for the place kickers in the Corstorphine side, but they're obviously opting for the corner instead.
And from our position, through the spattering of bobbled hats which align the field, we can see the assistant referee has got her flag in the air, and it means that Cougars have got themselves into another favourable attacking position. Going to the front, it's accurate, it's brought down. This Cougar juggernaut is now starting to tiptoe its way towards that line. It starts to splinter. The referee having a look on the ground, and the celebrations can show that the Cougars have got over that try line. They've got the ball down, and they've got the first try of this afternoon's final. They extend their lead 8 points to 0. And it all comes off of that defensive pressure from that kick. Yes, it didn't go to touch, but it builds that platform further up the field, and accuracy at the set piece has laid it on for the try.
Yeah, it all came down to that defensive set, forcing Stirling to go to a kick that they wouldn't normally go to, and then when they followed up with their own kick, that kick chase and pressure on the ball carrier to win the turnover and get them into a good position where they can go to the things that they know, the driving line out, and get themselves over the try line.
And that's a brilliant spot in there as well, because we do think that Gunderson was the try scorer. Conversion to come. Martin to add the additional 2 points. And it's successful. 2 from 2 from the inside centre. And the Cougars take a 10-point lead in the opening stages of the final. And that's just sheer power there, isn't it, Sarah?
Yeah, and they've practiced it a lot in training and in the games that they've played this season. They're very well drilled. They've got a decent forward pack, and they know how to score from that distance. Stirling just can't afford to give them any more opportunities to do that.
Steady from the restart, this time from Corstorphine Cougars. The try scorer tipping the ball on into the path of a teammate who's willing to make those hard yards, Emma Donaldson, for the home side. Into the wider channels now, and the ball not going to hand. Alex Stewart guilty of fumbling the ball there. She's in her 20th. This is her 20th adult game. And certainly in the opening stages as well, we've seen that number 7 be quite prominent across the field, but a little error creeping in there from the flanker.
I think she just looked up and saw the space in front of her and forgot to catch the ball first. Again, this is Corstorphine playing a little bit wider than what we're used to, finding themselves in some spaces that looks like it's been a focus for them this week. Certainly the way they've set up, it looks like it's part of their game plan today.
The opening stages have been fruitful for the home side, but the contests between these two teams throughout the season have been close and competitive, as Ainsworth links up with for Mister. Weavy run over the 10-metre line. Was able just to dislodge that Cougars defence temporarily. A darting run towards that defensive line yet again. Ainsworth linking up with Sophie Murphy. Always willing to take that ball forward. Tigani Kuru likewise. The Cougars defence quickly on the scene. Cox carries. Ainsworth spears through the line, and she's almost in behind. The offload as well goes to hand, and County are starting to tick. First real occasion inside the Cougars 22. They bounced the first challenge and then hacked out. Murphy yet again into the wider channels, and is it a great covering defence? Almost an opportunity to squeeze in at the corner. Great ball retention. There's been a sign of this County side in spells in the opening stages. Mostly accurate with the ball in hand. Cougars tenacious, but the penalty comes on. But no chance there to go quickly. And this was the break from Ainsworth. Again, doing what she does best. Really asking questions of that defensive line.
Yeah, she's got a real turn of pace as well. So if you're a defender in front of that 10, sometimes you can sort of swim off if you know they're going to pass early. But if she gets a gap, she's got a great acceleration to get through it. This is some real good momentum from Stirling. They're a team that thrive on the momentum and then the ability to move the ball wide to some of their speedsters. This is probably the first time we've seen it in this game so far.
County on the attack yet again. They're looking to try and claw themselves back into this game. The breakaway group towards the left-hand side as they attack this line, then go towards the right, changing the wave of attack which is going towards this Cougars defensive line. Again, great work on the floor from Corstorphine Cougars, and the force of that penalty almost celebrated as if it was a try, knowing the danger, and certainly in these stages a try settles the nerves of the visitors, and Corstorphine Cougars have been able to repel it this time. Again, not able to find touch from the penalty, so Henderson, who has been dealt with well by Gladwin yet again, almost fired out of a cannon coming up the field, but the penalty does go to County. County use their tried and tested battering ram of Murphy. Now Sarah Murdoch, her opportunity to travel with the ball in hand. Ainsworth for Mister, spots a gap, throws the dummy, but is then defended well. Ainsworth again asking questions of the Cougars defence. They shoot up off of the defensive line. Again, another chance for Sophie Murphy to breach forward. Ciara McDonald as well. Going to come back for the penalty on this far side after the break from Esther. And you would imagine that they're going to try and pop it into the corner, you would have thought, but it looks like they're going to tap and go. And they charge towards the try line, break in between the Cougars defence. The next wave comes on. Ainsworth juggles, but in behind. She was fortunate to have a teammate there ready just to pluck at the ball. Again, Murphy. She's going to be a key figure for County if they're going to detach this tenacious Cougars defence. Again, another opportunity to try and test the Cougars defence out wide. Tigani Kurukuru stoops low to try and bounce off the Cougars defence. It stands firm yet again. Cougars standing tall at home. They've been asked a lot of questions, of which they've got many an answer at the moment. Ainsworth, Tigani Kurukuru. Ball getting a little bit wider now as the Cougars defence floods across to try and disrupt this attacking continuity from County. The ball floated wider into the path of Sarah Murdoch. The tempo of this attack is starting to be squeezed out a little by this defence. Again, penalty awarded, tap, go towards the line. The referee has got a decision to make here, you would imagine. Quick awareness, good work, but the match official is awarding the penalty again. County, tap, they go. And they propel themselves towards that Cougars defensive line. Ainsworth floats the ball to Tigani Kurukuru. It bounces off and then it's scooped up and then over the line. County go. And it was a fortunate try, but fortune favours the brave here. And when the ball bounced off the hands of Tigani Kurukuru, waiting there was Fionn Keys to scoop the ball up and go over the try line. And that is going to do the County confidence the world of good. Great attacking intent to eventually get this score.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be too worried about how it did eventually end up over the try line. Could spin and taken an opportunity when the gap opened up there. But some really good pressure in the Corstorphine 22 there, the ability to hold the ball for that length of time, not lose the patience and force it too wide too early, just build until the opportunity opened up for them to score and get back into this game.
Conversion attempt is starting to hook round, but just not at the right time. It goes towards the right hand side of the uprights, so it's a missed conversion from Rachel Cox. And it does look like there's been a replacement. It looks like Amy Dallas is on for Stirling County. I think there's been a little number, so it does look like it's potentially Holland Bogan, part of the Glasgow Warriors Celtic Challenge squad, being deployed from the bench. Charged down by County. What a response from the visitors. And again, they set up the platform for another batter at this Cougars defensive line. Mark Ainsworth was speaking about the battle of the forwards, and it has certainly been forward heavy in the opening stages. Ainsworth travels to the line, links up with the captain and sister Kirsty Ainsworth. Bogan. Her first chance to get introduced to this physical nature of the game. Seesaw and back and forth. The Bogan travels again. Murdoch stoops down, working hard round the corner. That's a huge collision as well from Sutcliffe. The energy levels from Murphy have not dropped either. Direct and confrontational try scorer Keys, Famister, then out wide. It's a matter of pace, it's a matter of awareness, and it's a matter of getting the ball down from Emily Norval. And within the space of a few minutes, we're all square in the final. 10 points all, and it's accuracy, it's patient.
Yeah.
But great work from Stirling County to squeeze in.
Yeah, you can see the energy that they've gained from scoring that and getting themselves on the score sheet. The kick chase from that initial kick to win the ball back, and then again the patience in the 22 to build the same way, and then when the opportunity came to go out to the backs, the very basic skills of fixing and giving, just spot on there.
You could see that there, because Honjigawa, the fullback, was planted. Really good work from Mr. who knows her way to the try line to be selfless enough to just draw and pass.
Yeah, I think Corstorphine Cougars will have watched Stirling before as well, and Sky Phipps has been fantastic all season, so they'll have seen her as a threat, and they'll know just as we watch the conversion, they'll know that they can't hold off her either, so that does free up space for other players in those sort of wide channels, and we've seen her a couple of times now sort of in the wide 15, just as she gets the ball on that arc, and then you can't drift off her because she's a real threat all the time, so she just has to fix and give there, and gives their winger enough space to score in the corner.
The hard work was done in field and allowed Emily Norval all the space she needed, just scorching to the corner. Ball kicked downfield from the restart. A lot of pressure put on from the home side, so it allows County an opportunity to steady the ship. Filtered in field to Bogan, and making a real impact off the bench. It probably, when you see her name on the bench, it's always a surprise to see her name amongst the replacements, but wanting to make an impact here. Ainsworth stabs it forward. Griffiths gathers, spins, and then finds Honjigawa. Defensive accuracy in this game has been pretty high so far. There's not been a lot of line breaks. It's been physical, and again there the fullback from the home side met with a physical challenge from this county side, but they do manage to squeeze the penalty. This time Cougars fine touch, but defensively both sides look very strong.
Yeah, definitely. Even there you could see Stirling trying to hold that ball up, and then someone's just joined in at the side. I think that's what she's given the penalty for. But yeah, they've been really disciplined, all of them. Some good contacts and some good decision making around the breakdown as well. It's not something we've seen consistently across the season, but in this game so far there's been some really good decisions about when to compete and when not to.
Not straight at the line out.
What do you want?
Passes possession back to Stirling County.
It has to be a still.
Captain Turner in conversation with the match official as well.
Line up.
I think she's just discussing the
The
new law variations about
Cougars,
whether a team
come on.
competes, but I think it's going to be credible anyway. I'm not sure that one was.
County themselves go for the line out. The message passed on to try and find the target here at the base. Accurate and challenging in windy conditions. As Ainsworth and Tigani Kurukuru link up yet again. Bogan Ainsworth gets right underneath that ball. Great footwork in the backfield. Gladwin gathered and tried to head it downfield. The Cougars support not able to get there quick enough. And County are going from deep. Quick tap penalty. The battering rams deployed. Ainsworth again working hard to get in a position, then finds Bogan. And Bogan battles hard over that defensive line. Tigani Kurukuru almost rattled in midfield. And Ainsworth now senses some space in front of her. The ball flung into space, out wider. But again, the County defence able to cover that space pretty efficiently. Battle of the eights there as Tigani Kurukuru is met with by Gunderson. And the penalty comes on again. County look to go quickly. Look at the tyre. This very robust Cougars pack playing at tempo. It certainly worked for them in the last 10 minutes or so. Cox carries and bounces the defender. Ball available at the back. Another strong hit there from Kaylee Fraser. She's had a couple of big challenges in the last few minutes, and again the tap penalty, tempo, another attacking for it, but the ball fumbled by Sophie Murphy, and that's probably her first mistake in this game because she's been omnipresent for this county side.
Yeah, and it just gives Corstorphine an opportunity to have a bit of a break and a reset and get themselves back onto this. The momentum that Stirling have had since that first score, Corstorphine just haven't been able to do anything.
Can you have a warning also about high tackles? I need them to have an effort to go lower. Yeah, you do. It's your ball, it's an ocon, okay? Time is off.
Referee just in conversation with Captain Emma Turner, just explaining tackle height and outlining the expectations, which it's been a huge component so far in this game. Both sides taking a little minute to have a breather, but defensively it's been such an intriguing area of this game, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and that discipline that the refs just had a conversation with Corstorphine about, something that, you know, they've not had the best discipline record this season, Corstorphine, and sometimes in those tighter games it's let teams back into the game. They were excellent for the first 15 minutes of this, really well disciplined and competing at rucks and leaving it when there was a tackler stuck in that position. They've got a bit sloppy in the past 5 minutes, and the referee's had a word, so they'll be wanting to stamp that out and get themselves back in.
Mine! Set!
Scrum tight, this time inside Cougars territory. Crumbles down and the referee
Number 3
has favoured the home side.
Have 10 minutes. Your mark, okay?
Be interesting to see the option here as well. Centre field, deep inside your own 22, when you never hit your last line out.
It's a horrible place for a kicker anyway, but
Opting to tap and then lump it downfield, get the ball further away from their own 22 as Gunderson gallops towards the halfway line and puts in a jaw-rattling tackle as well. Tigani Kurukuru now finds herself centre field. Support there quickly for County. They're working tirelessly off the ball. Murdoch to Ainsworth. Griffiths is trying to sweep up in behind, and he just fumbled the ball forward. Option there for the visitors. They opt to go for the penalty. Surprising slightly, but I suppose the way that they don't get the opportunity to take it quickly, but the way the scrum's been going, they obviously know this is it's an area that they're under the cosh. Physically, they can do this sort of game.
Yeah, and they're looking to tap it quickly, and they're straight on the front foot again.
Again, a carry from Tigani Kuru, dealt with by Martin this time. Ainsworth hacks it downfield. Curling, testing ball inside Cougars territory. Gladwin deals with it effectively. Not effectively enough, and County now will be looking to try and get their hands on the ball, get to the referee's feet, tap it quickly, and they'll be looking to try and exert some more pressure on this home side as they look to try and take the lead for the first time in this game. Ainsworth floats a ball into the wide channels. Cox is waiting and flops over the line as well. The Cougars defence could not deal with County's top forward point scorer so far this season, and you can see how dangerous she is from that sort of range. Powerful effort, great vision from the fly half as well to pull the strings, and County take the lead.
Excellent build-up again. Jodie Murdoch's just been controlling the tempo of this game, getting her forward set exactly where she wants them. Another opportunity to go from another tap penalty, and then when the opportunity and the space opened up out wide, they've got the skills to get there. A little bit of work for the front row to do at the end there as well, but she's got good power. She can see where the line is and the stretch to get over.
That's a good effort towards the uprights as well. Just falls short from the try scorer. I think from her and her teammates will be happy with the 5-point return.
It's not very often you get a front rower as your place kicker as well, but Rachel Cox has been fantastic this year. I think 35 conversions she's got in the season so far, which I think any place kicker would take.
Great finish as well. As we watch it back there was support outside, but I think there was probably a little bit of white noise between those ears. There was only one option and one option only. It was Tigani Kuru is put under pressure from the restart, and Cougars look to respond. Approaching half time, they went off to a blistering start, but now County are the aggressors and Cougars have to react.
Yeah, and that's an excellent kick-off from Corstorphine as well, just dropping over the 10 metre line, putting pressure on the catcher straight away, and they've got an opportunity to get the ball back.
Another scrum. Another chance for the home side just to exert that forward dominance. Martin and Griffith wait relatively flat in the attacking line.
I wouldn't be surprised if this ball doesn't come out though.
It's at the base. Gunderson has to deal with it. Tigani Kuru tries to get her mitts on the ball. Katie Lindsay from the scrum and gets up quickly. Now the loose head Donaldson. Cougars enjoying a little bit of possession that they've seldom had in the last 10 minutes or so. As Alex Stewart looks to duck and burrow under the County limbs. The captain is now thumped on the 22 metre line. Adele Ferry, advantage coming. Free ball to play with, so it's hacked downfield towards it. The corner, but the cover was there. And this is going to be a really telling part of this game. A few minutes before half time. Cougars can ill afford to relinquish possession, but they would love potentially to get an additional 5 points as well at some stage.
Yeah, and that would be great for them before half time to get themselves back on the score sheet. And we saw a driving line out score earlier in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that again to get over the line before the half time.
Yeah, they've got real forward dominance so far. At set piece, perhaps not as much in open play. County have been really physical with the ball in hand in open play.
Yeah, and I think Corstorphine haven't had much of the ball in the past 10-15 minutes. They got a first opportunity to attack again there, and they went a bit closer in.
And they're going now. They're able to find their captain at the apex, and they're trundling their way towards that try line. The bodies collapse under the watchful gaze of the match official, and then the next wave comes on, and they're over the line. And there was a bit of muted applause there.
I think it's
been held up. Brilliant defensive effort from County. It looked like a nailed-on try from where we were standing. Drop out from Ainsworth, scooped up by McClintock. She has been dispatched back towards the turf here at Union Park in the Women's Premiership final. Half a chance, Honjigawa. And now the youthful Alex Stewart. Ball ripped from contact, but then it's went to Martin, and then almost galloping through there was Caitlin Hadley. The ball shovelled across to the wing. The referee, it's called time off. A player needing a little bit of medical assistance, clutching their head. I do think that potentially is Caitlin Hadley, who carried the ball forward, but you can see the urgency now that Cougars are trying to really force into this game.
Yeah, definitely, and they really want to be, having put some pressure in. Stirling's 22, they really want to be coming away with some points before the half here. Yeah, just before I was saying, you could see early on that Corstorphine were trying to play a bit wider. They had a period where they haven't had the ball, and then they've got the ball back now, and you can see them going a bit narrower. They're a bit more used to playing into that sort of 9-10 channel a bit more. But if that's what they're used to, then that's the sort of thing that you need to go back to build your confidence and momentum getting back into a game.
Back to basics, and the Cougars will be trying to keep it tight for the remaining few minutes in this first half. The first half that they cantered into quite a comfortable lead. The County have grown in confidence and attacking appetite as well. Another dive towards the line. The pods come round, nudging closer and closer towards that line. Martin tries to splinter through. Ball tucked closely to the chest, and it looks like it's been held up yet again. The County replacements in front of us, punch in the air in celebration of yet another held up attempt. And we've got a good look at it this time. Great defensive structure from Stirling County. 22 dropout is gathered well by Benson, and then Hadley links up, offers her services to truck it forward. Cougars again up to that 22 metre line. A teasing ball into the pass of Griffiths, who hacks it downfield. The bouncing ball gathered. There's yet another penalty coming on. High challenge. Paige Aitken-Robinson was the guilty party. So the referee is going to have a conversation with Christy Ainsworth. Probably still got a bit of time to play. Been a couple of stoppages from the match official. Interesting decision to make here. Do you try and escape with 3 points, or do you keep knocking at the door? I think the door is going to be getting a hammering. It is indeed. It's a chance for Kaylee Fraser to breach through that county defensive line yet again. Cougars camped in county territory. Great endeavour from this county side. Heels on the whitewash, digging in to try and repel all the attacking waves that are in front of them. Ball wider and scooped up. A dart towards the try line. Another carry. The next wave comes. The ball squirms out of the breakdown. Ticking through the phases. Looking for some attacking accuracy, and eventually the resistance yields and Cougars strike over the line. Does look like Katie Lindsay is potentially the try scorer for this one. Great accuracy. You'd said it only about 2 minutes before about Cougars starting to get possession and reverting back to type. This is what it results in.
Yeah, definitely. They've got so much confidence in the way that they've played this game over the whole season. That's what they know, and they're very good at. You can see the forwards know exactly what position they need to be in, who's carrying the ball where, who's latching, and then the patience to build and not worry too much about whether they're making a centimetre or 2 centimetres in each carry, that eventually there'll be an opportunity for them to get over the line.
Spectators watch on. Martin strikes the ball right-footed, successful, and they've watched on at the last action of the first half in what has been an intriguing encounter between these two sides. 100% from the tee from Lisa Martin. 1 penalty, 2 conversions, the 2 tries, and replying to the 3 tries that have came from this Stirling County side, reluctant to relinquish their Premiership crown. But the half-time score here between these two sides is Corstorphine Cougars 17, Stirling County 15. Corstorphine Cougars went to a quick 3-point lead after the first few minutes, but then started to show what they're probably going to look to exert on this county side with this first try. Yeah,
really well drilled 5 metre line out. You can see them getting set early, and then they had the power to finish and get themselves into a 10-point lead.
They looked relatively comfortable at this point. It was, again, perhaps what we thought was maybe what was going to come for the rest of the game, but it was something that probably made County react from that. They went back up the other end of the field, and orchestrating most good things is their fly half Ainsworth, who managed to break through, and eventually they managed to get their first try of the game. But it does show what Ainsworth is certainly bringing to this game, and ended up this was the try that struck back for County.
Yeah, it took Stirling a while to get into the game, and then their first sort of period of carrying the ball, getting some momentum, and getting back into the game that they know how to play. And then this was a really patient build-up, and then eventually the ball came out and was a bit fumbled, but the space opened up and she took it.
The irony in this try was that they were so accurate to the point where Tigani Kurukuru just didn't gather the ball, but it was fortunate that waiting in behind there was Keys to go over the line. And then again, Ainsworth at the heart of everything, but good expansive play from County, being able to stamp their authority in the game.
Yeah, and we spoke about the accuracy of this one at the time, just being patient and allowing your forwards to carry, and allowing Jodie Murdoch to controlled that area of the game, and then when the opportunity for the backs to strike came, Katie Ainsworth can take it, and the skills in the ability to make those wide passes, to turn players' hips and fix them, and then create the space in the wide to go over.
A good finish and good basic skill set as well from the County women. And County were playing at a tempo now. They were playing at a real pace, and they were using a good blend of their powerful ball carriers, but also some of their players out in the wider channels.
Yeah, definitely. We saw County go to that quick tap quite a few times. They've had like a couple of changes at hooker, a couple of changes in their pack over the season, and that's maybe not quite clicked. We've seen the scrums look a bit messy today, so going to that quick tap helps them get that momentum early on, and then they can sort of build into that kind of play.
And it was a great finish from Cox, but Norville will be a bit disappointed. She was outside on the shoulder, but there was never ever going to be an option to pass from there, was there?
No, absolutely not. It's a great finish, to be fair. She's still got a little bit of extra work to do there to be able to reach. We've seen 2 held up tries, and there's sometimes an opportunity there to get under the ball and hold it up, but she finished it well.
Not able to hold up this last attempt, which was a powerful effort, and perhaps just more of a sign of Cougars doing what County done for the last 20 minutes on them. They were accurate, they were persistent, and eventually they were able to just barge down the door. Great finish, and this was the try that's just nudged Cougars back ahead.
Yeah, that's a big momentum swing for them. They obviously started off really well and then lost their way a bit, and to get that just before half-time is fantastic for them.
Well, it's been a seesaw first half here at Union Park, and join us back for the next 40 minutes to see who is going to lift the women's Premiership crown. It's currently Corstorphine Cougars 17, Stirling County 15.
Mark and Samantha have tied themselves in knots trying to find a new car. It's not rocket science, Mark.
Why isn't it easy?
It is easy. With Arnold Clark, not only do we guarantee the UK's best used car deals, you can search and compare thousands of cars, adjust your monthly payments, and value your part exchange, all with a few clicks.
Find your car your way. At Arnold Clark, we make it easy.
No, I'll see you at Hampden Park. Sione, watch your back.
Piston like handle.
Let's go!
Glasgow, you ready? 1872 Cup.
Staying with us.
Glasgow, we'll be waiting.
Come get it!
One, two, three, four.
Clyde to the Forth, East meets West at the home of Scottish rugby. The biggest names in Scotland go head to head in a derby where fireworks are guaranteed. This is where scores are settled and legends are made. A Hogmanay tradition where old acquaintances meet in a rivalry reaching new heights. This is our city. This is our home. This is the 1872 Cup.
Really got a rumble on here. Those two phases, lightning quick. Mattinson on to Nelson, the vice captain. Here is Smith with 15 on her.
Welcome back to the Premiership final. A tightly and keenly contested Premiership final between Stirling County and the home side, Corstorphine Cougars. Cougars take a slender 2-point advantage into the second half, 17 points to 15. Cox waits with the ball in hand, a try scorer in the first half, not able to convert any of them, but all from challenging angles, and she gets the second half underway. The ball bobbling about has been dealt with well there by Kaylee Fraser. The Corstorphine hooker defusing a bobbling bomb which was on the ground. Donaldson goes forward. Martin looks to try and be evasive and then links up with the centre partner, McClintock.
Stay on your feet.
Bogan is able just to pickpocket Caitlin Hadley there, and then the ball back in Cougars possession, then back in County possession. Holland, Bogan showing her work rate on both sides of the ball defensively and the attacking capacity. As Honjagawa kicks downfield, the return is went out in the full. It culminates in a line out to the home side. As night approaches, it starts to get a little bit chillier, but certainly I don't think any of those players out in the field will be really too concerned about the weather. This is a red hot battle between these two sides.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate kick there. She just sliced it slightly, but we've seen a little bit of a scrappy turnover in the middle there, and then Stirling were looking to go to the boot straight away there, which, whether that's been a message for them at half time, certainly something that they look to be doing.
Turner again is launched into the sky and gathers the ball at the apex, and then the driving maul was almost breaking speed limits. It was making such haste towards the 22-metre line. Martin acts as first receiver and then kicks cross field. It's got the bounce. Has it got the bounce to the hands? Are Cougars able to try and manipulate that space out wide?
Talk to me, I don't want signs.
Cougars support has to work relentlessly to get to position. Penalty coming on there for the high challenge, so Cougars will kick down the line. Great gather there, and the challenge riding high.
I hear a lot of echo.
Yeah, I think that potentially assistant referees not got a close eye on that. The penalty advantage was coming on, so the foot and touch does not really matter too much.
Yeah, I think she was saying that tackle was high when it was in play to begin with, so they've gone back for that initial, because it did look like she slid quite a long way into touch there, just whether they've not quite got their comm sorted. She
was almost at the guile, she was sliding that far, but now a chance again to flex those forward muscles. Second penalty. Another chance for Corstorphine Cougars to put some pressure on this county side. They will look to tap and go. Most recent try scorer Katie Lindsay this time. A low trajectory towards the gaps in the limbs that are left there from the county pack. Cougars over the line, but again held up. 3 occasions have been held up. They go quickly from the goal line, drop out as well. Trying to put some pressure on, and they've been able to do that as well. Knock on. Great awareness from Stirling County under all sorts of pressure inside their own area. We're able to turn the tide.
Really good outcome for Stirling there to get the held up, then have the awareness to go quickly on that and get the turnover. Really interesting that Corstorphine Cougars opted for the tap and go from that penalty, though. That we've just seen two driving line-outs which have gone at a real rate. They got a penalty from that last one. Interesting that they didn't want to go straight to that option again.
I did think that as well, and even with the scrum pressure that they've got, if they're looking to try and utilise their backs, I think that the tap and go perhaps is it's working well for County. It's perhaps not the best weapon in the Cougars' arsenal. How will this scrum settle in the second half? Steady start, fed in, nudged back, the ball waiting there, and that's excellent work from Jodie Murdoch, the scrum half for County.
Got our blue, 13. Take it back.
Running parallel across the field to try and pick the gap in the defence, not able to find it. Forwards are on the scene. Alex Stewart is dispatched from the breakdown. Honjigawa, ball in hand, shrugs off the first challenge, stands tall on the 10-metre line before collapsing to the ground. And then misjudged in flight there from Adele Ferry, waiting at her post to battle past this County defence, but she took her eye off the ball. And that's a net gain for County. The previous scrum over that far side, they've been able to squeak their way up the pitch slowly but surely.
Yeah, another mistake from Corstorphine just lets County get the ball back again in a good position as well. As just in their own half, the backfield's open on both sides. Whether they'll look to, on that last scrum, they look to get the ball into Sky Femps's hands really early. I wonder if kicking into that space and giving her an opportunity for a foot race might be a better option.
Linking up and trying to bring Ainsworth into play again. Good work from Fionn Keys, and excellent work on the floor. Again, not surprising to see Gunderson head away from the scene of the crime. And a chance to set up another attacking platform at the start of this second half for Corstorphine Cougars, looking to find touch, which they certainly do this time.
Can I have them on the line? Still on the line, please.
And in games like this, her experience will be crucial on this occasion.
Yeah, definitely. I think at half time, when you're 2 points up, you'll be looking to your leaders. So having a Tanya Griffith, a Lisa Martin, who've had plenty of games and plenty of experience, and then some of your younger players, like Mary Gundersons, the Alex Stewarts, who've had some high level experience as well. They'll be looking to those leaders to perform in the second half and to lead from the front.
Martin was leading the charge there into the County defensive arms. Stewart stripped in contact. Scrum advantage coming on, but County opt to go wide, and there is an opportunity out wide if they're able to get the ball through the hands. Honjigawa has to work incredibly hard to keep hold of the scampering County player. Space on the flanks. Screams from the Corstorphine dugout for coverage from the right winger. Danger averted on this occasion. County still have the ball in hand. Hat downfield. Asking Gladwin to work hard. Scoops it to Love, who's watching this ball just bobble in front of her, and then angles a run forward. An opportunity out wide if they can use it. Griffiths goes on the outside, looks to link up, but her right boot just grazes the touchline.
Come off. 4 and 9.
Good, again, good awareness and good work from Cougars to try and manipulate that short side, but just running out of room. Great cover in defence.
Yeah, really good. There was just about enough space there. Stirling just doing enough to put her into touch.
Coming off. Yeah.
Caitlin Sedgeworth is on to replace Pitt Benson for the home side at scrum half.
Sorry. That's fine, thank you.
It's also going to see the arrival of Rachel Crawford.
Come back on.
Looks like that's been a forced change for Stirling County. Does look like it's Emily Norval who's succumbed to, it looks like an injury perhaps.
Was screened first.
The line out not going to plan.
Sorry? Yeah.
See a spattering of players coming onto the pitch. They're easy to spot now because they're a little bit cleaner than the other players. As you can see, just flanking that scrum now is Lauren McGrotty on the right hand side of this scrum, which has been a formidable weapon for this home side. Scrum on the halfway line. First put in for Sedgeworth, behind an impressive turgid pack. Griffith across the face. The bouncing ball is eventually dealt with by Gladwin. And Gladwin has an amazing run back in field. He's able to pick the hole in the county defence. Martin then launches it downfield, but County had that space covered. It's now County to launch an attack from deep inside their own half on the 10 metre line. Bounce back, Ainsworth. Hard on the floor. Mark Ainsworth, the Stirling County head coach, is an animated character in his technical area as the ball is lumped out in the full again. Second time in the second half this has happened.
Guys, I need to cut out the back chow, okay? I have an AR helping me out, so please stop the shouting.
Match official looking to try and keep control and continuity in the game. Good communication as well from the match official to explain to both sides the expectations.
Yeah, I think the breakdown has started to get a little bit messy over the past 5 minutes or so.
Did I say anything or did I blow the whistle? I didn't. So.
When that happens, everyone seems to have an opinion on it, so she's obviously having a few words just to stamp it out early.
Ball not straight from that line out, and again the county players celebrate a turnover in possession.
What would you like?
And a couple of times that's fallen into it, and at this point in the game when replacements are coming on, trying to maintain that continuity for both sides is really important, especially when it's so tight.
Yeah, it's been a bit stop-start the last 5 minutes with those changes and a couple of sloppy mistakes as well. It's just turned possession over.
You stop asking me for stuff on the scrum, okay? I'm doing my job, you do yours. Stand back on.
Another scrum awaits this county side. Two points behind.
Crouch! Mine!
Scrum crouches down.
Are we resetting that? Seconds. Keep it stable, okay? Keep it stable. Second row. Please keep your hips square, okay? Both teams. Let's go! You okay? Crouch!
Another reset scrum.
Set!
Another test for this county side. Rolled in. And holding firm this time. Digging in the heels. The Ainsworths link up. Now chance for the replacement, Crawford, to get into the game. The first taste of the Union Park ground. Great defensive pressure from the Cougars. Turns the ball over. Sedgeworth. Now for Martin. Martin floats it in front of the face of Griffiths.
Back on side! Advantage over for the rock on!
Captain Nelson, Turner, sorry, goes forward and goes forward alone, isolated. And County go quickly again, looking to use that tempo and that aggression and tip the balance of this game. Ainsworth again pirouettes out of contact, pierces through the defensive line. Such a danger with ball in hand. Collides through defensive traffic. And it's laid the platform for County to get in behind yet again.
Nice check, nice check.
Check, look to go left and then back towards the right hand side.
Release, Blue!
Another chance to trundle forward.
Ball is there!
Well gathered, under some defensive pressure yet again from the Cougars, which is flooding forward. Ainsworth into the path of Cox, who looks to brush off the challenge but not able to. Gunderson stooping low. Ainsworth and Kagani Kuru.
Release!
County have managed to eat away at about 40 metres with relative ease, but are finding the last 20 somewhat of a challenge.
Use it!
As Cougars are afforded time to settle and restructure. Another foray towards that try line.
Number 18, offside.
Penalised there, McGrotty. So another penalty comes on, another tap and go, another charge forward, and another huge collision centre field. As much as there's attacking endeavour, there's defensive resilience from this home side. They could try and get their hand in the cookie jar there, but just not able to get the ball back. Another huge hit midfield.
Send the ball!
Corstorphine Cougars clinging on to this 2-point advantage they have in the Premiership final.
Release, Blue!
Another huge charge forward. Leaves it on for Sophie Murphy again to try and burst her way towards that try line.
Grab your feet!
Penalty coming on yet again. Match official is probably going to have a word at this stage with Emma Turner.
This is a warning, okay? Time back on.
Tap and go. Stirling County look to try and take the initiative in this game, recapture the lead. They're in an excellent position to do that. The Corstorphine Cougars need to be squeaky clean.
Outside, outside.
Ball wide. There's a chance. The ball can go through the hands. There's a sprint to the corner. And County are over. And Rachel Crawford, her introduction to this game could be pivotal in where the destination of the Premiership trophy is going. Excellent try, well worked, clustered in the forwards, and then all of a sudden just released the backs out wide. And yeah, she deserves to smile anyway. Great finish, but great work from County as a whole.
Yeah, and some really hard work from the forwards to begin with. I don't know if you just caught on the ref mic, Jodie Murdoch just telling her forwards to get out of the way as she passed into her 10 and took the opportunity on the other side. Again, a really patient build-up from Stirling, trusting the forwards to win the breakdown. Been really impressed with some of the speed to the breakdown.
Yeah, it has been a really interesting part of the game. Both sides are very quick to get to the breakdown and fight on the floor. The conversion attempt not successful. 3 points now separate the two sides. County in front, but it's those key areas which are going to ultimately decide where this Premiership trophy is going.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been a big part of the game. We saw that sort of scrappy period in the middle where Corstorphine are looking to go really quickly.
Corstorphine looking to enforce themselves back in this game. Now chasing down their visitors. They've struck to the front. County look assured with ball in hand. Very direct, but very accurate. Another big hit from Corstorphine Cougars. Looking to try and maintain this part of the field, this territory that they have. Stirling County. Again, charging forward. Another chance to bring their big runners onto the ball. Great work rate from Aitken Robinson. The loose head prop, now Cox. Another chance to put the ball through the hands and stretch this defence, but penalty comes on. Final quarter of this game. And Ainsworth again is starting to find a lot of joy as perhaps the tiredness starts to set in on these sides.
Yeah, Stirling have been playing a really expansive game all season, and they're certainly very fit.
Very fit, and they're in behind yet again. A slalom and run towards the line. Cover defence was in there for Corstorphine Cougars. The ball is squirmed away from the breakdown. I think Hojigawa has been penalised for coming around being offside and also been sent to the sin bin. So it's a double blow for the home side. They're going to tap and go. Be interested to get the views of Sarah Law shortly on that passage of play. But County are camped again and deep in Cougars territory. You feel that a try now would really take the wind out of the Cougars' sails. Cox tries to blast her way over the try line. The ball has gone loose. It's been knocked forward. Again, great defensive work from Cougars, but they're going to have to work hard. But that little passage of play where Honjigawa got sin binned, it did look like the ball potentially had squirmed out.
Yeah, it all came from this break from Heather Davis to begin with. Really good momentum. I thought she was going to finish it herself. Just got brought down short.
So just in front of us as well, the Corstorphine Cougars number 15, Honjigawa, has been yellow carded. Very animated as she approached Eric Jones as well, protesting her innocence somewhat. I do sympathise with her. From this angle, looked like the ball potentially had squirmed out and then rolled back in. However, that'll be a little piece to her at the moment because she's going to spend 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Yeah, I would like to see it again. Potentially, she might have got that card for diving on the ball as well. It was, if she's, here we go.
You'll be able to see this passage of play. A great break. There's a couple of replacements come on. Gunderson's been taken off, and as has captain Emma Turner. But later on in this passage of play, at the breakdown, that's when the Corstorphine Cougars after this passage of play. The Cougars fullback has been put in the sin bin for 10 minutes, so a pivotal point in the game. We shall see her return 10 minutes down the line. Breakaway, and then stripped out of possession, and then back into Corstorphine hands, then a chance to attack a fractured county defence from deep inside Cougars territory. Great hands there, plucked from the sky by Hadley. Options left and right. Opts to ghost it alone. Another charge forward from Donaldson. Been immensely impressed with both front rows for both sides. Their impact in this game, not just at the set piece, in open play. And now another opportunity out wide. Gladwin looks very dangerous with she's afforded a little bit of space. Again, the defensive accuracy coming on from Stirling County is impressive. Donaldson again dusts herself down from a previous carry. Now Griffith goes back towards the nucleus of the warfare in the close quarters. Ball in front of Stewart. Referee is going to bring play back, I think, potentially for an offside. So there is going to be a penalty to the home side. 15 minutes to go, and this is an interesting call as well. We spoke about this a little bit off air at half time as well, about the power of the scrum and using that decision, and they're looking to use it here and try and get some space out wide. Yeah,
an interesting decision from them. Rugby's got a full pack and we've seen a couple of changes, so they must feel like they've got a bit of momentum, but you're quite deep in your own half there, and you're short of a fullback who often is the link player in each of the when you look to attack wide. So an interesting call.
Just showing there the yellow card that was given. The ball looked like it did squirm out, and then the outstretched back foot came on from Stirling County, which then looked like, from the match official's point of view, the ball was still within the heart of that breakdown. It still means that Corstorphine Cougars are down to 14 players, again looking to go for this scrum. Another opportunity from this scrum. This county pack have been tested for the opening 65 minutes. Ball rolled in. County are solid at this scrum. Pressure on the scrum half as well. Another penalty. Stirling County will be quite happy to concede penalties in this area. They won't be too flustered by conceding them this far down the pitch.
Yeah, although she looked like she signalled for the 10 being offside there, so that's quite a soft penalty if you've got your front eight competing really hard at a scrum. But yeah, they'll not be wanting to give too many repeat penalties, because that's the opportunity for Corstorphine to sort of kick the ball downfield and then get back into their driving maul, which they're so comfortable in.
Come on, County!
3 points separate these two sides in the closing stages of this women's Premiership final. Corstorphine unbeaten so far in the league campaign. Narrow victors in their last meeting in November. 20 points to 19 between the two sides. Not much separating them this afternoon in a cold and blustery December late afternoon. Cougars look to strike and go quickly. Such has been a pattern of play in this game. Donaldson working hard round the corner yet again, supported by Sutherland, 17, who's been dispatched off the bench. A little bit of the sting somewhat coming out of this game as replacements come on, a little bit of continuity goes away, but you feel that it's probably favouring Corstorphine Cougars, who, although down to 14 players, are eating away at this territory and get themselves back in a position where they can launch another attack.
Yeah, they'll be looking to just eke a bit of time out of these penalties, whether it's kicking to touch or opting for a scrum. Just kills an extra minute on that yellow card and also gives them another opportunity and a good platform to get back into this game.
And there is the possibility that after 80 minutes are up, both sides could be all square, and then we'll bamboozle you at that time with the way that we'll decide where the Premiership trophy is going this season. Rachel Cox being withdrawn. Yeah, it's going to see the arrival of Megan Kennedy. Cox has had an excellent game this afternoon, ball in hand, try scorer as well.
With that yellow card, they have to bring on a front row for this scrum, so losing one of the back row players in Kieran MacDonald,
who's been equally as impressive. A couple of really telling big hits from Kieran MacDonald. Scrum time now, and the referee ready to get play back underway on the 10-metre line. Corstorphine Cougars looking to try and claw their way back into this game, and their scrum is certainly purring. Round the corner, another attritional carry. Reverting back to type again. A playing style that is reaped rewards in this game when it's been imposed on the Stirling County side. Another carry forward by Adele Ferry. Martin goes wide. Waiting there was Kaylee Fraser. Alex Stewart looked to splinter through defensive line, but was stopped at source. Perhaps on the cusp of the laws is another charge forward. The offload doesn't go to hand as well. McGrotty looked to try and find a teammate on the shoulder. Just went too low. But with about 10 minutes remaining, again Corstorphine Cougars are able to just tiptoe themselves up the pitch into a favourable attacking position, and that's just where the ball wasn't able to go to hand. There was space out there as well for the Cougars to try and manipulate, but they've been patient, and you can see there Honjagawa ready to come back onto the pitch.
Yeah, they've managed this 10 minutes actually quite well. Corstorphine, they had the potential to open the floodgates a bit for Stirling, and it's not. They've taken the opportunities to go to the set piece when they've got penalties, and it's been a very quick 10 minutes.
Scrum time. Just confirmation that Cox has been yellow carded as well, so both sides at the moment down to 14 players until this exact moment where the home side are back to the full 15 as their number 15 comes back onto the pitch. Should be hoping to try and make an impact. The importance of the absence of Rachel Cox might be telling as well. Under 10 minutes remain for Corstorphine Cougars, a season unbeaten. An opportunity for them to solidify their place as the #1 women's team in the national game. But waiting between them and the Premiership trophy is the current holders, Stirling County, who are defending on their own 22-metre line now. And defending brilliantly as they force the knock-on. And again, you would think that Corstorphine, although they'll be disappointed with the unforced error, will be happy to be up this end of the pitch.
Yeah, but it is big moments like that when you've got 8 minutes left of a final, you're three points up or down. It can be collisions that make the difference rather than scores. You can see Stirling as we see the yellow card from before.
Yeah, just confirmation there. Match official staring right at the guilty party and Rachel Cox. He brandished the yellow card. So a county pack down a player. Has to try and deal with this scrum and deal with it well. Ainsworth wants territory. Honjagawa is back to cover for Cougars. Amazing run, has found some space as well. The kick downfield finds a bit of greenery. And County initially do well, but then have been isolated. Fionn Keys, the player who was isolated for the visitors. So a chance to set a platform yet again, as it looks like Zoe Turner is ready to enter the fray. Griffiths kicks downfield and it's a sizable effort as well. Takes play inside Stirling County's 22-metre area. Rebecca Douglas also on for the home side.
Just under 10 metres out from Stirling's try line. This is well within driving maul range for Corstorphine Cougars.
Accurate. They congregate at the drive and maul. They look to try and get the wheels turning, but the anchor has been dropped from Stirling County. The ball available to the home side. They give it to Stewart. She identifies a chasm in the county defence. Griffiths to Martin. Martin's got some support outside. Can they make this one stick? Honjagawa is over the line and grounds the ball. Corstorphine Cougars take the lead, and it was the player who's just recently returned from the sin bin who gets over the whitewash. Could that be the try that seals Premiership glory for Corstorphine Cougars? Excellent work from the set piece and then accuracy from the backs. And the home side take a 2-point lead again.
Yeah, it looks like Corstorphine were going to go route one in the way they have this season, but just peeled off and rebuild. A really good carry from Alex Stewart. She's been excellent with ball in hand and defensively today. And then really good quick ball to the backs, who almost ran out of space, but find the full back. Could step back inside, take the gaff and get over the line. And that's how to make it up, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. The smile etched on the face. It's turned back to a frown for Eric Jones, but it was certainly a punch of the air and jubilant scenes in the technical area. Martin to try and add the extras now. This would be a well received 2 points, but just towards the left hand side. 4 minutes left at Union Park. Stirling County finished second in the league this year. They're away from home to try and pick up the Premiership trophy. They've done that last year, but they're going to have to come from behind in the final stages. A huge carry A physical clear out from the breakdown as well. Cougars have their tails up now. Game management is required. Temperament and persistence. Stewart again is carried forward and provided a platform for Cougars to eat away at territory. The penalty comes on. Interesting times in this game. This will be an interesting decision as well.
Yeah, they look like they're going for a tap and go here. They obviously trust they can keep the ball for the next 3 minutes and grind it out a little bit.
All those training sessions when you're peppering that 5 metre line, ball retention, accuracy. This is what those sessions are for, is for moments like this.
As they creep up to the halfway, the pressure comes off a little bit in that they can probably afford to give away a penalty here and it won't cost them, but
2 points is the difference. They'll want to play rugby up this end of the park, as Sarah Law suggests. A successful penalty would be enough to keep the fingers curled round the Premiership trophy from Stirling County, but they're not going to be able to do that without the ball in hand. Griffiths then kicks it downfield, and that is an excellent effort, which has found touch as well, and it camps Stirling County deep inside their own territory.
50-22 from them as well, gives the possession back to Corstorphine Cougars. That's the ideal outcome from your 10, really controlling the game really well.
Assistant referee from our position is just out of eyesight, trying to figure if it was, but it looks like you are completely right there. And ball back into the pocket, and great awareness from the fly half, Griffiths. And you watch the ball just bubble off the field of play as the Cougars take stock inside of county territory. Line out is accurate yet again. The maul is driving forward. The Cougars pressure inside Stirling County territory. A try here would certainly seal it for the home side. Donaldson, who's been tireless in her effort so far in this game, and carries yet again, and as County look to break, the referee has brought it back for an advantage. It's the most unfortunate passage of play you probably see. Mister, who thought she was scorching in for the winning try in the Premiership final, has got to trudge all the way back to her own 5 metre line somewhat to defend the next passage of play. That's gut-wrenching for the fullback. The knock-on from County is punished somewhat with a scrum inside their own area. A scrum which has put this county side under immense pressure all afternoon. He has to stand firm one more time. Front rows collide. A stable platform provided as it starts to crane up, but it's secure in Cougar paws. Sutherland, and then Stewart, he throws the dummy. The defensive line just opens up in front. A scamper towards that try line. But the referee will bring it back for yet another penalty. And if the time is up, a conversation here, and that is potentially going to be the kick which seals Premiership glory for Corstorphine Cougars on home soil. They're able to come back and take the lead at a valuable time in the game. The winning try from fullback Honjigawa is the difference between the two sides. It was 20 points to 19 in November. We knew it was going to be close and it was a seesaw battle, but in the end Corstorphine Cougars certainly make home advantage count. And we've been treated to yet another Premiership Women's Classic, because that was an excellent final. I thought last year's would be pretty hard to beat, but that was an excellent competitive game between both those sides. Yeah, really good game and good quality of play from both sides. Corstorphine have been excellent all year, unbeaten here. Won by a point 6 weeks ago, 2 points today. But the way the game swung from Corstorphine's to Stirling and then back again, a great game for us to be involved in. Both sides, after the initial celebrations, after the final whistle, shake hands in what has been a physical encounter between these two sides. You can see confirmation that this year's Premiership trophy is going to stay here in Union Park. Doesn't have to travel far, because Corstorphine Cougars are victors, 22 points to 20 against last year's champion Stirling County. They cannot retain their trophy and they have to hand it over to their hosts here this afternoon. So we have been treated to a great game, slightly darker now, Sarah, but it was Corstorphine Cougars who were able to get us off and running with this, what has been a staple of their game, that forward power up front. Yeah, well worked forward try, getting the drills right, winning the ball at the top of the line out, and then performing the maul really well, getting themselves over the try line. They struck a 10-point lead. At that point we thought it was probably going to be one-way traffic. Corstorphine Cougars had a stranglehold on the game, but eventually Stirling County were able to get a try. They were accurate until probably this point here, when Tegani Kurukuru just spilt the ball, but it did fall into the path of Keys, who was able just to pirouette her way to the line. Yeah, stretching the Corstorphine attacker, the Corstorphine defence, early on there as well. And then a patient build-up, spotted the opportunity to go wide, and that sort of mishandling there as Corstorphine almost overchased and the gap opened up in the middle. And then a bit more expansive this time from Stirling County, and it was a try from Emily Norville. Great work from the fullback from County, but just to allow that space out wide to slide in for the try. Yeah, we saw this a couple of times from Stirling. It's clearly part of their attack, hitting up close in, and then when the time comes, knowing how to get the ball to the speedsters on the outside and enough space for them to go over the top. Celebrations continue here at Union Park, but there was a time where that was probably really far from their thoughts anyway, because Stirling County really started to take a grip of this game and batter away at this Corstorphine side. And this was a further try. This time it was Cox who has had a huge part to play in this game, but was able just to dive over for this try. A great finish from the front rower. Yeah, excellent finish to be out in that channel and in that space, take up the space in front of her, and then power over the last defender and reach the try line. Again, really good work in the middle of the field by the forward.
great floaty pass by Katie Ainsworth. I think she's got a bright future.
Yeah, she's a terrific player, and that was the time where Stirling County took the lead, and just before half time Corstorphine Cougars replied in what is, when we look back with hindsight, it is a vital time for them to strike back. It was through their hooker Katie Lindsay, so the tight head Katie Lindsay managed just to power over for this effort, and it meant that at half time there was a 2-point advantage between the two sides. It was Corstorphine who held that slender 17 to 15 lead.
Yeah, that period just before and just after half time was really important, and Corstorphine, having had all of that control in the first 10 minutes, had lost their way a little bit, so this try was really important for them to get back into the game.
And this is where County struck the front yet again. A couple of replacements, but again from Mr. at the heart of everything, in the backfield, linking up in those wider channels to lay it on a platform for the replacement there, Rachel Crawford, who just had to arc her way towards the line and get that score. And it looked like at that moment you thought potentially that's where the Premiership trophy was going back to Bridge Hall.
Yeah, almost a carbon copy of the previous score, really, when the opportunity came to go out wide, and then some really good skills to fix and give the pass to put the winger into space. But again, like that patient build-up, knowing when to pull the trigger and knowing that they can trust their skills to get that ball into that space with enough time for the winger.
Stewart, on our 20th senior game, was able to lay this platform on for the fullback, just returning back to the field of play there with the ball in hand. Honjigawa just able to arc the way towards the line. Again, an excellent try, and that was the try that confirmed the destiny of this year's Premiership trophy.
Yeah, they'd managed that 10 minutes where they'd been down a player really well, not wanting to play too expansively in that period, just keeping the ball, slowing the game down a bit, taking that momentum out of the Stirling sails, and then once they were back to full 15 they took that chance.
You could see the amount of defensive players that were filtering across there just allowed that little space for Honjigawa to squeeze over. And Sarah, these are great scenes as well, because there is a lot of conversation about potentially timings and when this game, how it would be played, where it would be played. And now, when the dust has settled, it's been a great spectacle, well spectated, well supported, and the home side are going to be lifting that trophy in a couple of minutes' time.
Yeah, it has been. It's great to see so many people down watching women's rugby, wherever it is. This feels almost community-ish. I think sometimes you get to, I wouldn't know because I haven't been in a final for a long time, but when I was, sometimes you had finals day and it was the 23 on the day, and you didn't get to celebrate with everyone who makes rugby and makes the clubs and makes the game tick. So it's great to have so many people down. It's great to be able to celebrate with those people as well. So yeah, it's been a really good atmosphere today.
It is. It's about that community. It's great to see. It's a privilege to be involved in as well. But the quality of the game as well, like the accuracy with the ball in hand, the accuracy of the set piece, the physicality on the floor, but also in open play. It was really good. It was a really, really good level.
Yeah, definitely. I think coming in, these two teams have played almost opposite styles throughout the season, but it was great to see a big mixture. So Corstorphine playing a bit more expansively today, Stirling getting tighter when they needed to get tighter as well, but being able to have the skills to play each of those different styles as well, something that we've not always seen in the women's game. So it's great to see that improve. I think there's still a little bit to go, but it's definitely on the up.
And I think that's what we were saying, is we see Stirling County come up to accept their runners-up medals. This is where we are, isn't it? This is grassroots rugby with the clubs doing what they do best, and they put on a great occasion like that. It's filtered into people's living rooms, and there's a healthy support here, and that's what it's all about, because it's a really good spectacle.
Yeah, and even if you look at Stirling County here, they've not just turned up this season and been good. It's been a progression for the past sort of 10 years almost. They've now got a good under 15s and under 18s set up. There'll be some girls in finals and stuff like that as well, and you can now see those girls who played in those finals are now playing for the senior team and performing like this, and then we'll hopefully go on to bigger things, whether that's the Celtic Challenge and then senior international caps hopefully as well. But that's a club that's sort of invested in the women's game and is seeing the benefits of it now.
yeah, the benefits for your community are huge, and there's 9 players whose thoughts and alignments might start to shift and think towards that Celtic challenge, which is coming up very shortly. And you see the remainder of the players getting their medals with their supporters as well. That's brilliant to see.
I thought that little one was excellent today.
Yeah, almost player of the match, I'd have said. But it's great to see, and that's what it's about, the community and the occasion. This is, rugby clubs across our country are the heartbeat of a lot of communities, do a lot of good for people. So it's great to see that blend here this afternoon, and Stirling County have been able to filter through and get their runners-up medals, different colour, different shade to last year, but they have played their part in what has been an entertaining encounter, as has the match officials, Beatrice Cesares Fernandez, Rosie Evans and Sophie Tuffer-Mitchell as well, receiving their medals. And now the cheer you hear is for the Cougars, who are making their way up towards the podium, and they'll all get the medals hung round their neck, and this is a great moment, because you know what it's like. You're out on the training field week in, week out, and wind, rain, shine, hail, everything. It's for moments like this that you can look back on in years to come, and with your friends and your peers, and look back on fondly.
Yeah, there is a huge amount of work that goes on in the background, those cold nights that you spend running up and down a mud field and in the rain that people don't see. They sometimes see the games on the Saturday, but they don't see anything behind the scenes, and it is for the high moments that you get when you win a game or you win a championship, and so I think they'll enjoy it today.
And there's a few players in that Cougars side. We spoke before about some players in the county side who rose to prominence last year, but there's certainly a few in that Cougars side who have really started to kind of make a name for themselves. You think of especially like Gunderson at number 8, Stewart in the back row as well. They were formidable for 80 minutes.
Yeah, they've got some fantastic young talent in this team, and we've seen Alex Stewart go on to get 8 Scotland caps, I think it is now. Marion Gunderson's been in the squads as well. I thought Katie Lindsay was excellent as well today, carrying the ball forward, and hopefully they'll get more exposure in the Celtic Challenge as well, but I can see them being involved in national setups in the future.
And that's what it's all about. It's the exposure and those moments getting tested at the highest level, as the handshake and the loudest cheer has been reserved for the captain, Emma Turner, who's going to receive the Premiership trophy, and smiles and holds it aloft, and that, I think we can put that as confirmation of the Premiership champions 2024 being Corstorphine Cougars, as she joins her teammates, and then the celebrations can start in earnest now. I would say A for performance, B for singing, but it's great to see, great scenes, and there's certainly going to be a good atmosphere in the club room here this afternoon. Great to see, and they can start celebrating and enjoying these moments. As you can see, our Premiership winners this afternoon, Corstorphine Cougars, crowned this afternoon, beating Stirling County by 22 points to 20. We've got some more live rugby coming up in the next few weeks. Tomorrow you can join us from 11 o'clock from the National Stadium and High Stadium, because we'll be bringing you the National Youth Cup finals. And then the next live game of Premiership action is in the men's Premiership. It's Hawick versus Curry at Mansfield Park on Friday the 10th of January, and it's at 25 to 8 on that Friday night on BBC Alba in the UK, and then on the Scottish Rugby YouTube channel further afield. From Sarah Law and myself, thank you very much for joining us here this afternoon in what has been a great occasion and a great showcase of women's rugby in our country, in Scotland. But confirmation there, your women's Premiership champions this year are Corstorphine Cougars, after they've defeated Stirling County by 22 points to 20 at Union Park.